It's been so long, but I think everything or 90% of the garden is planted. So I can't wait to tell you guys about all the stuff that I have in here now. We'll start up front. First off, my husband built me a grape trellis that I'm super excited about. I have 2 grape plants on each bottom corner on that far side. Chickens are saying hello. So this bed we have megatron, jalapenos, and burpees. Let's see, what is it? Burpee Gigante. I don't know how to say it. Don't judge me. Gigante. But large varieties of jalapenos. We grew megatron last year and they were so good. They were perfect for stuffing. So I wanted to see if the burpee ones could compare or would be even better. These 2 here are tomatillos. I'm thankful that I have 2 left. I started with 3 or 4. Slugs got 1. 1 died. No, slugs got 1. These 2 survived, and you need to have at least 2 to pollinate each other and actually get tomatillos. So thankfully, we have those 2. Along the back edge, I planted dwarf sunflowers. So I'm excited about those. And over here, I planted something. I don't even know the name, you guys. It's some perennial something that has tall, wispy blue flowers. If I think of the name, I'll mention it later. Then my perennial bed here is still the same. Got some asparagus growing. My oregano is massive. I just started dehydrating it and leaving it in extra virgin olive oil so that I can turn it into a salve. So I did that with my oregano and my comfrey down there. So hopefully that turns out well. This chive plant is the first year it bloomed. I'm super excited, and the flowers taste so strong. They're so good. In this corner I have a kajari melon. I just finished watering, but it looks like I forgot to water that kajari melon right there. This is my new sage plant. Unfortunately, my giant one that had lasted, I don't know, 2-3 years in a green stalk on a deck, it died. I don't know what happened. I guess it's too cold here. It came with me from Louisiana, but maybe it wasn't, I don't know, maybe the cold was a little too much for it. I'll see how this fella does and maybe cover it a little bit this winter. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. This bed, isn't this a pretty poppy? I'm gonna grow this one again, or viola, I can't remember. One of them has 3 petals on the top and 2 on the bottom, something like that. It's all about whether the petals are concentrated on the top or on the bottom in terms of it's a viola or a pansy. I don't remember. But I think this is Ullswater, something like that, but it is so pretty. And I have some cilantro I'm letting go to flower on purpose because I like to use it as a filler in vases. But anyway, so this bed I have shade cloth on part of it because this was my arugula and lettuce bed. It has been so hot that they have pretty much bolted under there. But underneath, I planted 2 Hale's Best Cantaloupe there. And then I had 2 Prescott Fond Blanc melons there. This one survived. This one was killed off by slugs. I don't know if you can tell, I bought some Sluggo, some organic Sluggo to help combat that. And so we've been good since then. I don't think I'm going to replant that whole because I think 3 cantaloupe will be enough. This front bed, I have more sunflowers along that back edge. And then we have leftover green onions that I wanted to leave here to help deter some pests and then have these awesome flowers to eat. And these are paste tomatoes. I only have 3, but they're my 3 Romas. And over here I think these are 3 standard jalapenos. Oh, and I almost forgot. I don't know if you saw my other videos, but I grew sun gold believe it was a sun gold cherry tomato on this side and a black cherry on that side, and they were so good. They lasted so long, so I decided to double up. So I think this side is 2 sun golds and that side is a black cherry and a black cherry. If I guess my hand is making it blurry. Okay, moving on. So here are my tomatoes. My strawberry blonde calendula that came back, which is wonderful. They're so pretty. I'm going to dehydrate them and see what I can use them in. And let's see what tomatoes we have over here. This is an Isis cherry tomato, Dr. Weitch's, Cherokee green, pineapple, and I don't know if you notice I have marigolds kind of scattered in between them, and they are a new yellow variety. Of course I don't remember the name, but if I remember I'll let you know. And then what is this one? A black creme, Better Boy, and on the end a gold medal, another little chive tucked in, and more marigold. And then on this side there's a little tomato hiding here, another gold medal, marigold, blush tomato, a black creme, a massive chamomile plant that came back. I need to harvest these. There's so many. It smells so good. And down here, honestly, I need to cut it back. There's another tomato there. These are 2 sun golds with a little marigold in between. And let's see, another Isis and another Isis candy cherry tomato. So I'm really happy with how this looks so far. Now this row, I planted jade beans. They didn't have the best germination, but the seeds were kind of old. So I found some more, soaked them, and actually I just planted those a few minutes ago in the empty spaces. In the middle, we have Jacob's cattle bush bean. Those seeds did great. They were in my gardener, and they were newer seeds. And lastly, we have strike beans. I grew these last year. I only got a handful because the slugs demolished everything, but this year I got new seeds. I planted them. The germination was kind of spotty, so I just plugged some more beans in the holes. So hopefully we get a good bit of beans despite the early setback with the slugs. It's another calendula that came back, strawberry blonde. Like I said, I just watered, so it's super wet. And so this is new this year. It is my cut flower row. So I need to add some netting to it. I'm going to put 2 stakes on this side, 2 stakes on that side, and then have the netting that's like checkered to hold everything up. But these are snapdragons. This is, I believe it's white deal. Should make a pretty flower. This, another white deal. These are Chobald carnation. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. And then at the end we have some pompous plume. This row I have Cuckoozy squash, a spaghetti squash, spaghetti squash, spaghetti squash, and a Cuckoozy. Now at the end of these 2 rows, sorry it's so loud with the cars, I have some, what are these? Lysianthus. I started them from seed. They look like they're growing in slow motion. There's not much happening, but I'm honestly okay with that. I just want them to hang around so that next year they actually give me flowers. But I think those are a like terracotta Lysianthus, and these are a lavender colored Lysianthus. I also tried my first time at growing eucalyptus by seed. So we'll see how those do. These are Canterbury bells. These are bells of Ireland. And then I had 2 carnations here, and one got fried in the heat we had. But I still have plenty, so I'm content. Now on this row, I had a couple extra pampas plumes. So I put them at the end, but this is a Waltham butternut squash. Last year I had so much success growing butternut in between my other summer squash varieties, and that totally helped with squash vine borer. None of the ones that I had the butternut interwoven between it, none of them did I lose to squash vine borer. So I'm going to continue to stick with that. And I also realized that staking them makes a huge difference in terms of the, what is it? It's like a fuzzy mold like thing that squash get when it's humid and hot. Humid, wet, hot, that combination. And so, sorry, the chickens made a really weird noise. So staking them makes all the difference. So I plan on doing that again. Those two things seemed to work really well for me last year. But anyway, Black Beauty, early white scallop. Oh, and then I have a ballerina zinnia. It's a pretty off-whitish color. Hopefully it thrives over here. And then a deep red zinnia. So I rotated them in between the squash plants. I think it's ballerina red, ballerina red, ballerina red. Back to the squash, long white Palermo. This one didn't really steal my heart last year, but I had the seeds, so I thought I'd just use them. A 8-ball. This was my favorite squash / zucchini. It was super prolific. It went all throughout the summer without any issues, and it gave me a steady supply constantly. Like every day I could go out and harvest some to cook, so that was wonderful. More zinnia, another 8-ball, and zinnia, and at the end, the other Waltham butternut squash. Down here I have some mint that I purposefully planted to spread through this walkway beside the house, and it is spreading, so that's wonderful. Let's see, I need to fertilize, amend this little random bed over here. I grew pumpkins out of it last time, and I'm not sure if I'm going to grow pumpkins again, quite honestly, but I just didn't really cook with them. They weren't big enough to, I had one giant one, but that really wasn't enough to make a nice fall display. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do with that bed. I'll hop down. So this bed here, I have it amended. It's just covered. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Like I said, it's pretty junky out here. I have Fox Farm, compost, Coast Maine, green stalk I need to put together. So lots of things I need to clean up, but I just had to get the garden because of all that's going on right now, and I'm sure it's going to grow really fast. So this is my watermelon row. I planted Early Girl, Sugar Baby, Yellow Buttercup, which I'm excited about, a pollinator that came with the Yellow Buttercup, another Yellow Buttercup, a Charleston Gray, which was delicious last year, and another pollinator. So we got a little something starting to happen, thankfully. Another Charleston Gray. We'll step over, and this is my large pepper bed. So we have Big Jam. I guess the exception would be the shishito and shishimai peppers. They're small, but they get to be large plants. Poblano, another shishito, Lesia, which is one of my all-time favorite sweet peppers, Sweet Sunrise, Yellow Corno de Toro, Giant Marconi, a, what's that, Flavor Burst, which is new to me. Haven't grown that before. Purple Beauty, which was really fun. I have purple on the outside, green on the inside. And let's see, a couple of Ajvarski peppers over here. They were by far my favorite. So this area here had tons and tons of alyssum, sweet alyssum, and only one came back. I don't know what happened. I think it was just too cold this year. So I sprinkled some more seeds here. Can't tell you what they are, but if they pop up, we'll find out. Over here, some random flowers I got from Tractor Supply that were $1 on clearance last year. They survived the winter, didn't do anything to them, and they're full and pretty, so I love them. This, I don't remember what this is. Do I have a tag? Dianthus, I think. I think this is a dianthus. I'm trying something different with okra this year. I didn't really have a good spot for it because okra grows kind of like trees. I didn't want to put it in my rows. So I'm growing it in this giant pot to see what happens. And all around it, I have Swiss chard. I'll probably transplant some of it to other areas of the garden. This is lovely when it's big. It is purple dome aster. I love aster. See lots of ants, so I need to water really good in here. All right, so let's see. Oh, I can't wait to show you guys. Ignore the mess. My like corner over here. So this, I think it's called espresso gladiolus. They look so pretty on the package. They're almost a purple, black, brown. So I can't wait to see what those look like. Down here we have a Sarah Bernhardt peony that came back. This is a random blackberry. I'm excited about this. I had two potted blackberry plants over here, and the roots started going through the bottom of the pot. And I guess some of them went deep enough to actually leave kind of a little volunteer here. So I'm excited. Kind of got a freebie blackberry plant because of that. And then over here, there's my massive comfrey plant. More gladiolus. I think those are yellow. Sweet William I planted last year. I didn't realize it didn't flower the first year, and so this year I was so pleasantly surprised to see how wide, how bushy it is. I've already cut some to put in a vase. Apparently they have a super long vase life, so I'm really excited about those. And they do smell amazing. Let's see, down here we have Seattle Dahlia. This came back from last year. I'm excited about that. It was supposed to be yellow, but it was orange. So maybe some of you guys remember that too. Hopefully I get some orange, some yellow ones as well. And then back here, these three kind of fresh green looking dahlias are this Dahlia Perfection. So I'm excited. I planted those this year. That back there came back this year, I think. Not sure what kind of dahlia. It's a dahlia or a peony. One of those. And then those gladiolus came back this year as well. And then these were, let's see. Give me a second to think of the name. And they are, is it dahlias? But it's the ones you plant by seed. Let me think for a second. What are they called? Not sure. But they're the dahlias you can plant by seed. I planted them last year and they came back. And so I'm excited about that. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I think there are a couple of things over here I may have forgotten. Like this carrot bed. That's still looking good. And I actually got some decent sized carrots out of here, so I don't want to get rid of this bed. I want to actually use those carrots. Down here is the spearmint, and this has been delicious in green tea. I don't remember what kind of mint that one is, but I planted both of them, but this is the one my husband and I really like in our green tea. Was that it? I think so. Let's see. I guess I can quickly show you guys the green stalks. Forgive me for the mess. Don't judge me. Hey girls. Hey. So these are the green stalks. I've always had two, but I added another. Well, we actually added two more when Greenstock had their clearance sale. But this is a strawberry planter. I have marigolds in it as well. They're yellow. These are actually kind of volunteers. They had fallen from another place where I had a marigold planted, and so I just kind of scattered them, and I've just been moving them to different pockets of the other green stalk. These are, I think the bottom row is Sugar Rush Peach. These are habaneros, Sugar Rush Peach, habaneros, and I think the top is, sorry, I'm getting crazy with the camera, Peach Ghost Peppers. So I'm really excited about that one. I think my husband's the most excited about the Super Hots. And then this one, so I either have Thai green finger okra or patio baby, I mean not okra, Thai green frog finger eggplant. And I also have patio baby eggplant. So I don't remember which is which, but if you see an eggplant, it's one of those two. And then all the others are cayennes and jalapenos, I believe. Let's see. I'll check down here. Whoops. Oh, Turks. So a friend of mine a few years ago gave me seeds to a pepper that she and her family had grown for years. She called it Turk's Turban, but I have not been able to find anything like that from a seed store or even in Google. So I don't know if something that's changed over the years that they've had it, but it's like a squatty, kind of chunky, peach colored, floral hot pepper. So I saved seeds and have been growing it every year since. I think for like 6 years maybe. When did she give that to me? No, that was 2020. Oh, it's 2026. So yeah, 6 years now. I have a Carolina Reaper. And yeah, and a random habanero in there. So yeah, and then more of the eggplants. And then recently, I got my husband to put a cattle panel on this side, and we trellised up our blackberries. So we have Natchez blackberries down here, and then on this other side we have wild black raspberries, and there are so many. It's covered, so I'm super excited about that. Side note, I had my first, well, the boys and I had the first ripe strawberry. I'm trying to get this thing to spin, and it was so sweet and so juicy. I had to split it 4 ways. So I only got a tiny bit, but it was so good. So I'm excited about strawberries this year. And as you can tell, I need to spray some copper fungicide because there's a fungus spreading all around, and it's probably spread into that rose over there as well. But anyway, it's time for me to go inside and eat with my family, but can't wait to show you guys the progress in a couple weeks.